Triplefour.
Let's talk about it. Okay, Triplefour podcast.
Yeah, he said this dude makes a meatwad fucking thing for no reason, and then he says Jim Norton.
Bob Dylan I find personally obnoxious, but the Beatles destroyed culture.
Oh my god.
I got Elon Musk to smoke weed in my Tesla the other day. That's not even a big fucking deal.
Things are crazy right now. You don't know shit, do you? We really didn't.
You know, you can't always get what you want. But you'll find sometimes that if you try,
You just might get it.
Oh, you get it!
Welcome to the Triplefour podcast. Episode 50. Today is just going to be a mellow, relaxing type deal. You can just put this on when you go to sleep. Woo! Okay. Got the Josh with us today. What do you got to say, Josh?
I've been, doing nothing the past 4 weeks. I don't know what the fuck I'm on here for.
Sitting in your room, not participating in a podcast.
With one typewriter.
We have not done a podcast in a little while because we've been busy shooting things for a project you will eventually know about. We got Maddie.
I'm back from the dead.
I think all of us, I guess, are back from the
Not
dead.
really, okay? Not really.
Maddie's taken an awful lot of pride in the fact that she worked at the fireworks tent.
Yeah. I sacrificed my soul. I've had it worse than everyone here. Okay?
Well, pride is one of the 7 deadly sins, so you just chill out. Or you're going to hell.
I'm ready.
And we got fan favorite. Joe.
Fan favorite.
A fan favorite. A favorite fan.
So flattered.
A favorite fan.
Nope.
This dude doesn't even listen to the podcast. He said it.
No, fan favorite means that somebody else had asked to get me back on.
Yeah, it was you.
Yeah, you're
Even
the
though you
fan.
We don't have to put that in there.
So, COVID's over. Really happy about it. No more corona. It's done.
No one needs a mask.
No masks. We don't do that.
Getting really close.
That was really close.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
They moved those dots, for when you stand in line, like right next to each other. So you have to stand next to each other in the store now.
Oh, yeah. It's no longer 6
Yeah,
feet. It's
I
6
don't know
inches.
if you noticed that whenever we were at Hollywood, but at the casino they had those dots like not even 2 feet apart. It was really, really not.
Great.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was like right in front of security. I was looking at it and I was like, "Whoa, seriously? Like you just open and you're just gonna have people at like a foot and a half distance from each other?"
Well, I like your idea. Keep the dots. We move beyond the 6 foot thing. Just keep the dots. Move them closer so that everybody has to stand. Still enforce the dots, but just move them closer.
Yeah.
Like uncomfortably
touching.
close.
Yeah.
So the dots are touching.
Yes.
Yeah.
At some point, it's just a Venn diagram.
Yeah.
At some point, it's a chain link between just touching.
Yeah, like nuts to butts. Like
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
we're
Or
touching.
you could hold hands if you want. You face each other, breathe each other's air.
Can I breathe your air, please? Thank
Get
you.
some hot breath
Anyone
on
got
you.
air? We'll take some.
What if there was none?
I don't.
Speaking of COVID, I went to Half Price Books, the local Half Price used bookstore, and I was gonna sell some older tomes that were laying around to scrape some extra dollarinis together.
Dollarinis. I could just imagine you saying at the cashier. Yeah, I just gotta sell a few books.
I gotta
make
sell a couple
few
tomes.
Dollarinis.
Well, once I said tomes, I was like, all right, I guess I'm going for the flavorful monologue.
Dollarini.
Dollarinis, Italian ancestor, Giacomo Dollarini. Anyway, walked in. First of all, there was, mask required sign, that whole thing. There's nobody in the establishment except for the girl behind the counter, right? Nobody in the whole place. I'm walking in with a box full of books, and she's like, "Do you have an appointment?"
With the governor? Or what?
Well, I was like, no. And she's like, "Oh, you got to make an appointment." We're talking about a used bookstore, and there's nobody in the store. And I'm like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah, we're not buying books unless you make an appointment by phone."
Did you
So you
stand there
pulled
and
out your
called her?
phone?
No, I was standing there. I was like, "Really?" This was on a Monday. She's like, "We could maybe get you in on Wednesday or Thursday." Again, nobody in the fucking store. So why don't we just do this right now? Like, here's the box. It's got books in it. There's you. You work here.
You.
Hey, you.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah, you with the dollarini.
You.
Yeah. Hook it up with a dollarini or two.
That would have been a
Would
power
you-
move to call her and say,
I've got
This.
books.
Yeah, it was a fucking
Wait,
farce.
so do you have to have an appointment to shop for books?
No,
too?
you just have to have an appointment to
Okay.
sell
that doesn't
them.
Make any sense.
That would be way cooler.
I know. I think that it would be a funnier story if it
Half Price
was.
Books would be a luxury store if you had to make an appointment. Hello, yes, I would like to shop here.
Yes, I'll take the latest Clive Cussler novel, please. So that was fucking stupid. Crazy because that's the most intensive anti-COVID procedures I've seen enacted anywhere in our community.
and it's
And
in
half-price books of all places.
Dude, isn't that crazy? There's so many random places that are actually like really enforcing it, and the places where everybody goes, no problem.
Yeah,
Do whatever.
like Walmart, free for all.
Yeah.
But fucking half-price books, appointment.
I do notice that they have those arrows in between aisles that like has to like navigate traffic. No one does anything about them.
Wait, where is this at?
That's like it's places like Goodwill and Half Price Books have it too, where they have an arrow that's like supposed to be like a flow.
They've got them in Walmart, but just no one.
No one does
it,
anything.
yeah.
Like, what the hell does put them down there for? They're not gonna do anything.
Well, at fucking Mr. Nice Guy, which is structured with just the square in the middle.
Yeah.
They had arrows going around the square. Joe and I were the only people in there, and there was a point at which, I guess it was after another person had walked in, but one other person walked in. They made us walk around the whole center island to get to the register on the other side, but also wait behind this woman who was buying something. It just felt really extra.
I never thought about that, but yeah, what was that about?
It was like, because like the whole time we were just milling around freestyle.
Yeah.
Because we were having a conversation with this guy, and then at the very end it became, okay, yeah, can you follow the arrows, please?
Quick shout out to Skylar.
Well, it like, whenever we went, it wasn't. I mean, like the arrows were there, but no one was like, "Hey, follow the arrows."
Well, dude,
It was,
next
and there were a
time
lot
you
more
go,
people in there.
Skylar will hook you up. Dude, I can't believe he like actually helped. You know?
Yeah, I think people at head shops are generally pretty helpful.
I feel like it's 50-50. They're either really helpful or they're super judgmental and very gatekeeper of their
That's what I figured.
smoking community.
Yeah, well,
Can
that's
do.
always my expectation, and then I go in and everybody's like, "Hey man, what's going on? What are you looking for today?" "I like Tame Impala. What about you?"
That's their opening.
That's
every
their
time.
opener.
So
Listen to
you
their new
like
album?
Tame Impala or
I didn't actually listen to their new album,
It's pretty good.
and that's
you
why.
said you hated it?
What do you? What? You literally just made something up.
No, you were like, it's okay. I don't know.
No,
Wait.
it's okay. Well, if I did say that,
Yes, you
I
did.
recant that.
I
Because-
apologize.
Yes,
I apologize.
Cancel Joe. Hashtag cancel Joe.
No, dude,
Apologize
it is
to
pretty
Tame
good.
Impala.
I like it a lot.
Okay, well, this is all null and void because we have not yet entered a second for songs. This is the music segment. Second for songs. Second for songs. We're gonna talk about some albums. Second for songs. Second for songs. We'll do a second for songs. Now weigh in on Tame Impala's new album.
I haven't listened to it.
Great
And
content.
it's all because Joe said it was just okay.
You are relying on the Joe review.
Yeah.
And then you...
Great job, buddy.
I didn't even get to say anything about it. So
Go ahead.
okay.
And that's been a second for songs.
Oh my god.
Do not host the show.
Okay.
I haven't just managed a fireworks tent. I can do whatever I want.
That
This
is
whole
true.
fireworks tent thing is like blowing her ego up.
All right.
Whatever, dude.
You know what? I'm good.
I don't need to speak on this podcast. Go ahead. Give it a pitchfork review.
Okay, no, because I was just about to take the opposite approach. Now that I've started working like 40 hours a week, I have pretty much tried my best to tune into just like songs that you don't really have to think about. Like it's just on. And like that album, the newest album, is definitely something I just put on. It's pretty good. But then again, I haven't listened to it outside of that context, so.
See, as
Vibing.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid saying that.
See, but as we discussed the other day, I think that's like not a negative aspect, but for me it's like if all your album is a vibe machine, then I don't like. I want like a memorable, well-crafted intent, something with an intent, piece of music. And I think that can serve a like just listening while I work purpose.
I mean, it's possible that those are on there, but I just wouldn't know. It's all one song and just working.
Kevin Parker, or whatever his name is, come on the show and defend your album, because the current review is good vibes. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of Tame Impala, and something we were also talking about recently, which is King Gizzard. And the Lizard Wizard. I've started at the beginning of the discography, and I'm working through. I'm just every time I get a chance, just put on the next album, because they're all like 30 minutes. There's probably like 15 of them, and they've only been going for about 10 years, which is nuts. But it's like they roll a D20 to decide if they're gonna have a good album this time or not. Like a lot of it's all fine. Like all the music is fine at the very least. At the worst, it's just vibe music. And there are some that just seems like they didn't try. And then there are some that are like really good and like have more like well-crafted songwriting and interesting things going on. And then there are some that just feel like Tame Impala ripoffs or Unknown Mortal Orchestra ripoffs. Like they have a couple albums that sound just like Unknown Mortal Orchestra, and I'm just like, I would rather be listening to them.
Yeah, I would agree. Like they definitely I haven't listened to like everything they have, but there are some albums where I'm just like, yeah, I remember last time I listened to that, and it's just don't really remember anything about it.
Like I appreciate them being prolific, but again, my whole like I said is like I want where's the
no
juice?
meat. Yeah.
Yeah, where's the juice, dude? The meat, the juice, the sauce, the cream.
Just keep going.
The bubbles. They have one album that's like there are no like traditional vocals. It's just like narration, and it sounds like a Western movie. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like it's all instrumentals with just these narration parts over it that describe it's like a plot of a Western movie. It's their like third album. It's like very early.
Ringing a bell.
That's one that they have. Check it out, I guess. That was one of the ones where I was like, nah, they didn't try. In my opinion, I mean, it's an interesting concept, but it's not like it'd be better in a I'm just vibing to this context as opposed to like I want to listen to this. Whereas like so today the one I listened to is called like Paper Mache Balloon Dream or some shit. All their album titles or something like that. It's the one right before Nonagon Infinity. And that one was really good. It was like it felt like a mid-60s Beatles record. And then I put on Nonagon Infinity today, which is like their most acclaimed. And I didn't realize the first time I listened to it that it has this whole concept of like every song has the same motifs that come back. There's like these certain riffs that kind of keep coming up in every song. and the end of the album is the beginning of the album, and that whole thing. So the album could be looped forever, and it's kind of like just this repeating, infinite thing. And that's like an interesting concept, but I don't know if that's like, dude, can't wait to listen to this album that's a big loop.
Yeah.
Can't wait. That's a cool enough band. They've got some good sounds. They're interesting. And then I was also kind of digging into Ween's catalog too a few weeks ago.
What else did you listen to other than the Mollusk?
White Pepper, which was really good. I think that's my favorite, is White Pepper. I listened to Chocolate and Cheese, which had some good stuff on it. It's they're just an eclectic band. Like, I feel like the albums overall are hard to judge because they go in so many different directions, even on one album. Like, the Mollusk, it does have a cohesive aesthetic.
Dude, the writing on that album is just... Who did that? I honestly don't know. Like, but just thinking about it, like, dude, the lyrics, I have no idea what is going on.
They're just two super weird dudes who are buds.
We're just two super weird dudes.
That's what they said. First album. First song.
We're buds, dude.
We're two weird dudes and we're buds. The first album by Ween.
Because, like, even Ocean Man, which I'm sure is accessible to anybody, like, the lyrics in that song, they go back and forth between being, like, vaguely funny and, like, kind of serious.
Yeah.
Like, I can't tell what they're driving at, you know? Like, which is weird because the whole thing is just a sing-songy-esque, like...
Ocean Man,
yeah,
take
just,
me by the hand, lead me to the land.
It's just something everybody can get down to, so why would they choose those lyrics for that song?
I think it's more about, like, what is achieved by the song as, like, a sensibility. Like, it just has, like, a fun, like, kind of, like, TV show theme song kind of vibe to it to me, or, like, a children's...
I mean, SpongeBob used
Rhyme?
it, so that
Yeah.
I would
Did
get
they?
the same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
And
Well,
SpongeBob.
That's why
there you
most
go.
people know that.
There
Yeah.
you go. But then also on that album is, like, sea shanties and, like old Irish bar songs
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Those are cool. I like that.
Yeah, like I said, it's eclectic. You know, they go in all these different directions. But they're a real interesting band. All kinds of different stuff going on with them. Of course, we can't not mention Phoebe Bridgers, who's a new favorite of at least Josh and I.
Yeah.
What I didn't realize was, so she's in this group called Boy Genius with two other singers, Julian Baker and Lucy Dacus, I think is how you pronounce it. And they have like the super group with those three.
Okay.
But I think they all fit into like a new emerging subculture of sad indie girl emo rock, which for me was started with Snail Mail,
Yeah.
who's awesome, and then there was Clairo, has more of like the like R&B.
She's more. I think she's more uppity than like Soccer Mommy and Snail Mail and Phoebe, to be honest.
See, that's what my brother said too. I think Clairo has some pretty dark stuff going on in her lyrics. Like, I think they're more like, yeah, they are poppier, catchier songs,
Yeah.
maybe, but...
And that's where I'm kind of driving at, is that. It's just the sound in comparison to the other ones.
Yeah. And then, yeah, Soccer Mommy I don't really like as much. I don't know. Her music... Also the name.
It's really
off-putting.
weird.
Yeah.
I
Is
mean...
it actually Soccer Mommy?
Soccer Mommy.
Yeah.
Okay, so they should have stopped the mom.
Soccer Mom
Not
is
as
too
cool.
expected, though, yeah.
Her album Clean is not bad. I like her. I haven't listened to the newest one, but her 2018's Clean is, I think, is pretty good.
Yeah, it's not, none of it's bad. It's just like not, I don't like it as much. Julian Baker, who is in Boy Genius also, is like really musically talented, but all of her songs are really just like super downbeat, ultra depressing.
Okay.
Which is not as much of a vibe. Whereas
There's
like
no-
not as much of a
Can't
vibe.
vibe.
Can't really vibe with that as much as like Phoebe's music
Yeah.
and Clairo's music and stuff. Phoebe's stuff is more irreverent, I think. Like, a lot of the lyrics kind of go all over the place.
Yeah, I can agree with you there.
Yeah.
I mean, her newest. I don't know. I felt like her previous records. This newest one I think is more like emotional to me than the previous records for Phoebe because I was listening to her album today.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like this is a lot more like emotional, a lot more impactful than the last, like than others. But I mean, I could just be because I'm listening to it now like from start to finish instead of like just kind of picking out songs. So I think maybe I'm just getting the theme, like the thematics of it.
It's a grower too, because there's a lot of songs on there that I like. It kind of washed into a very similar sound to me the first time I listened to it, other than the singles like Kyoto and Garden Song.
Yeah.
But like the more you listen to it, I think the more you pick out like the really interesting production choices. It's a great album. It might be my album of the year so far. Maybe. Maddie, what have you been listening to?
Oh, a whole lot of nothing. No, I have been dipping my toes in Portugal the Man and Roosevelt. Those are the two new ones.
Roosevelt?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Who is that?
He was the president. You didn't hear that he made an album?
Dude, that would be dope.
Which one?
Let me tell you about the New Deal.
Both of them. They got together.
The New Deal.
Franklin and Teddy back
they
together.
both got together and made an album.
One's in a wheelchair and one isn't.
I'm actually going to be really embarrassed if it's not Roosevelt and I'm thinking of something totally different, so...
You're thinking of
It is
Mosevelt.
indeed
Thinking of
Roosevelt.
Lincoln.
So... yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Well done.
Okay, it's Roosevelt, so... Anyway.
Describe Roosevelt for me.
Good.
Good.
All right.
Thank
All right,
you.
good.
Say progressive.
Yes. I don't know, it's kind of,
It's a bit contemporary.
It's just...
It's contemporary.
Yeah.
Describes all music coming out right
It's
now.
modern art. No, I don't
Oh.
know. It's just kind of...
Yeesh.
It's kind of a vibe. I don't really know
Oh,
how
God.
to listen.
Pretty good. Good bits. Good vibes. I cried. Okay.
Yeah, listen, I'm not the most articulate in describing music. I don't know what to tell you other than it's got a good vibe and it sounds cool and it makes me feel fresh.
Makes me feel like a firework.
It doesn't make me feel like a firework, and that's the point.
There's a Katy Perry song that makes me feel like a firework, but I can't put my
I want you
finger
to
on
know
it.
that Rick did sing that song.
Which one?
Firework?
No, that's not it. Joe, what have you been listening to?
I re-listened to The Walters.
Oh, yeah. I saw
Yeah.
them live.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. They
It was totally by chance. Like, I think it was maybe Jacob or somebody put me onto it. They played it. I'm not kidding. It was like a shack. It was like a small shack behind a coffee house.
Really?
Yeah.
They can't even get into the coffee house.
No, man, it was I totally forgot about that. Yeah, but that I had never heard their music when I went to go see them, and they fucking killed. They're super good.
I think it was either something on YouTube recommended me The Walters a long time ago. And I was listening to Peach Pit after listening to Josh say that he was re-listening to it, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna... Because I can't really remember too much about any of their songs, like, linearly.
Peach
like,
Pit?
Yeah. Like, I don't remember any of their albums. I just remember, like...
I'm 17.
Yeah.
That's the only one I know.
Exactly. So I was like, you know what? I might as well just go back and re-listen to all of it, just for completion. And so after that, it recommended me on Spotify, The Walters. So I was like, oh, yeah. And then I started listening to their album. But I don't even know if they're still together.
The Walters, they're broken up.
Yeah.
Are they?
Unfortunately.
What are they? Are they like another like?
They're post Mac DeMarco music. Like, there's a lot of these bands. That's maybe a little reductive, but like, there's a lot of music that has come out like that I would describe as like jangly indie rock, like stuff that is maybe not directly influenced by Mac DeMarco, but Mac DeMarco popularized a sound, I think, that probably definitely existed before him, but sort of home-produced, jangly, vibey guitar.
Dude, it reminds me of like 60s music, like or 50s music, where it's like conservative, like, and I don't know,
musically
like
conservative.
Yeah, like we're no, not necessarily, but like when you think of like conservative 50s America, like
well, garage rock, which I guess could be considered a root of this kind of music, was created in that period because of the Beatles, right? Because the Beatles came out 63, 64, and everybody in America started a band because they wanted to be like the Beatles, so everybody went and bought guitars and started playing in their
Brothers.
garage.
That's what I was thinking of. It sounds almost exactly like the Everly Brothers.
I could see that.
Yeah, I think that's probably my best. This is what it sounds like. Take.
Okay.
Do you remember that? You ever
No.
play that game, Mafia 2?
Mafia Wars?
Mafia Wars?
Facebook?
It's on, exclusively on Facebook. No, it's in Mafia 2 on the radio.
No, I haven't.
That's fine.
It's fine. You're dumb.
Fine.
It's fine. You're a dumbass idiot.
I've been re-listening to a lot of the Gorillaz. Like, just everything. I
Just
gotta say,
vibing.
just this... The first album is so good.
Like the self-titled one with the truck on
like
it?
Rehash and
Yeah.
5/4. Like, the first part of that album is just amazing. I think in a row, those are probably like, well, I don't know. Neutral Milk Hotel takes the cake for any best songs in a row, but I don't know. It's pretty hard because Rehash up until the third or fourth from the bottom, I'd have to see the track list, is just so good to listen to, like, in a row.
See, I think there are some, like, perfect albums where every song is good. But there is a conversation to be had about albums that aren't perfect, that have, like, a couple stinkers, but, like, songs in a row that are all amazing. Like, U2 famously always front loads their albums. So, like, the Joshua Tree, which has 4 or 5 of their biggest songs, are all the front of the album.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that.
There's a song in, I think it is in their self-title. It's called Double Bass. Listen to, dude, that song is just the ultimate vibe song. It's so good. But it does, like, transition the whole album. Or, I mean, in my opinion, transitions the whole album.
The Feel Good Inc. Is playing at work now, and every time I hear it, I'm thinking, like, I don't know if this... I haven't actually said this to anybody, but I was thinking, like, this is... one of the first CDs I owned was Demon Days. I think the literal first CD I owned was Astro Lounge by Smash Mouth, with All Star on it. Yeah. I know.
Kids Bob 30.
Man, he grew up on culture.
Yeah. Astro Lounge by Smash Mouth. Now Volume 4 was definitely one of the early ones. And then segue. Green Day. I owned, like, I think I still do own basically every Green Day studio album on CD. Up until 21st Century Breakdown, where they lost me.
Where they break
I
down.
think they lost most people after 21st Century Breakdown.
So this is the conversation, right? I listened to almost every Green Day album, like a week ago.
Did you listen to Uno?
No. I got to American Idiot because the big thing was, well, when Uno came out, I listened to it. And I remember, like, I really hope they come back. Nope. But I will, and then I'll update the world on my thoughts on Uno. Stay tuned, listeners. The point was I was going to build up to American Idiot because American Idiot was huge for me. You know, probably for all of us. And when I think about it, that came out in 2004. I think.
Yeah,
Pretty sure.
I think you're right.
Yeah, pretty sure. Came out in 2004. So first of all, that's 16 years ago, which is fucking nuts to think about. I would have been 9 years old, and I remember getting the CD at the store, and it had the parental advisory sticker on it, right? And of course, my mom was buying the CD. She's like, "What is this? It says parental advisory on it. You can't buy this." And I was like, "No, it's cool. I'm not gonna listen. I'm not gonna listen to the dirty songs. I'm not gonna listen to them." And she said, "Oh, okay," and bought it. So
I'm gonna listen to all the stop signs in GTA. Not gonna do anything weird.
Yeah, seriously.
Dude, I remember my mom taking away my Green Day American Idiot CD, which was really odd because Green Day was like my mom's favorite band. I remember she would sit down in the living room and just play it over and over and listen to it. So
American
I remember,
Idiot?
Yeah. So I remember I got my own CD, and then I remember her taking it away, and like at the time in my head the only thing inappropriate on there was the word idiot. And I was like, Mom, idiot's not even like that serious of a word. I've since listened to it, maybe realized what she was talking about.
Yeah.
But I do remember getting it taken away from me. Ironically, she never took away my Blink-182 CD, though. Which...
Famously, Fuck a Dog in the Ass song.
Well, mine was the Greatest Hits album.
Okay.
But it was still wildly inappropriate for a child.
It's Labor Day, and my grandpa just ate
Oh, fuck, I forgot about that. But as far as Green Day goes, I remember having a revelation because I think there's something weird about loving something when you're younger and then growing up and not liking it anymore. Like, at all. I'm saying 0% appreciation. Because, I mean, I feel like you always will have a piece of that in you. Like, you know, you could call it nostalgia or whatever, but I think, like, I, for one... Basically, everything that I loved when I was 10 years old, I have an appreciation for, at the very least. But I had a revelation with American Idiot, like, a few years ago, where I put it on, and I was like, holy shit, this is bad. This is a terrible album. And so, I don't know why I did this, but the other day, I was thinking about Green Day, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do the Green Day thing. I'm gonna listen to all the albums. Listening to them up to American Idiot, and then I was gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna really settle the score now. Like, what is this? Is it good? Is it bad? What? First of all, Dookie is a fucking incredible album, and I really realized that listening to it recently, because I was like, it's so simple, and it has the harmonies are so good, and all the songs are just about like, literally he says like wasting my time in every song, like stuff about just being bored. There's like songs about masturbating and being fucking smoking weed, being lazy.
I think it's a typical like skater punk, just
just like they weren't shooting for the stars.
No,
and that's what works, I think, because it's just like fucking power chords and harmonies.
I think it's a really grounded album.
Yeah,
to me.
And Insomniac is kind of more the same, less inspired. Nimrod has some great songs on it. Waiting has some really great songs on it too. It pretty much just slowly, decreases in value as it goes on. So I got to American Idiot, and I listened to it. And first of all, the Spotify version of American Idiot has songs smushed together, which I remember from the CD. Everything was parsed out. I mean, like, Jesus of Suburbia and Homecoming, the two really long songs that have different like suites to them, those are one song. But like it put together like She's a Rebel and Letter Bomb or whatever, like, or I don't know what song, Holiday and She's a Rebel, I think, or something like that.
They put a lot of them together on
yeah,
Spotify,
that's so weird. Like they smushed it from like 13 tracks to 9 or something. It's strange. I don't know why they did that. But I will say, the thing I thought was good about American Idiot was that they're great melodies. Like, they're good, like, pop songs. But the lyrics are putrid. They are so bad. Like, it's trying to be political in 2004, and you can pick up, like, it's not even just about it being dated. It's just so... There's no substance. The lyrics are, like... If you think about American Idiot, the lyrics are like, the nation that's governed by media, sing along to the age of paranoia. They're just using buzzwords. It's just a buzzword thing. It's just smashed up all these buzzwords, and it's political. And that's sort of been the name of the song. It's Political by Green Day. And it's just embarrassing. It's just like, I can't believe they tried this hard. And I think that's what sucks about it, is because you could just feel them selling out like they weren't addressing what Green Day was about, which is the opposite of this. Being lazy, fucking hanging out, smoking weed, being a dumbass. And so, like, obviously when I was a kid, I didn't, like, even care about the political context. It was, like, Boulevard of Broken Dreams was just complete nonsense words, but it was really fucking catchy, right?
Yeah.
So that's definitely the thing I got from that. But, like, really well produced, I guess. I don't know. I didn't listen to 21st Century Breakdown. I'm pretty sure I know how I'm going to feel about that. Because
it's just okay.
Well, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's more of the, like, sellout kind of, like, we're trying to make statements and say things and be really enormous operatic songs, and it's just like...
But it's all just not done as well as An American Idiot.
Yeah,
like,
no.
Those were at least done better, but 21st Century Breakdown, there's, like, one or two on there where I'm like, yeah, I guess I could listen to the song again, but the rest of it, I just skip right through it.
21 Guns. We had a conversation about this. 21st Century Breakdown was the first time I remember getting a new album by someone I liked, or honestly, probably even, like, one of the first times, like, there was a band or a movie or anything that I was, like, excited for and was disappointed by. That was probably the first time I experienced that. The other, I don't know where in the timeline this is, but the movie Shark Boy and Lava Girl was probably, like, the first movie I remember seeing and just being like, what the fuck was that? And just being, like, upset. Like, I was like, what the hell? Because I loved Spy Kids, and then I went and saw Shark Boy and Lava Girl, and I was like, fuck you. I was like, no. What the hell? And so 21st Century Breakdown was the same thing, but for music. It was like the first time I heard an album, I was like, I don't think I like this. Which was really a different thing. And I remember, like, the first time I heard 21 Guns, I was like, this is catchy. And then, like, it became a huge radio hit. And I was like, I hate this so much. And then it was in Transformers 2, and it just became a fucking problem. I remember pretty specifically that it's a part in Transformers 2 where it's just, like, the intro shot of Megan Fox. So it's got to be the huge billboard, like, oh, she's hot, check it out. So it's her, like, bent over a motorcycle with, like, her ass in, like, skinny jeans, or skinny shorts, and it's like 21 guns, and it's like, what the hell is, like, am I an idiot? Like, is that what they think? I don't know.
You are an American idiot.
I'm a fucking American idiot.
I remember listening to that song in elementary school and just hating it, American Idiot. I don't know why I hated it as a child, but I fucking hated it. I'm like, this song fucking sucks. I keep hearing this shit on the radio when I go to school. My school played it at one point, and I don't remember why, but they just played it. With, like, the censored version, of course, because they didn't go crazy.
This is another thing I thought when I was listening to it was, there are 2 homophobic F slurs on the album.
I was just about to say that.
And
it was such a progressive album.
Yeah, well, they're completely unnecessary, too. Like, they don't mean anything. Like, so in American Idiot, he says, well, maybe I'm the faggot America. And then it's like, what does that mean? It means nothing. It means nothing, so it's unnecessary.
He says it again in that song.
Well, he says it in Holiday, too. Yeah. And he says...
Oh, yeah, that's what it is, yeah.
Bang, bang goes a broken grassland. Kill all the fags and don't agree.
Which, that, I guess, is satire.
Oh, I thought it was that don't like green. Is that just
That's like your 10-year-old interpreting.
I haven't listened to this song since I was probably like 10.
My God. This is like the, I thought the Ramones saying, let's drink pop. I don't know. It's just like,
let's drink pop.
Let's drink pop.
Damn, that's what it is now.
Kill all the Fs who don't like green?
I never looked up the lyrics, but I guess that's my 10-year-old self interpretation
I guess,
of it.
You know, the lyrics to Holiday are even worse. Like, well, I guess he, like, does this thing with his voice on that, like, the company lost the war to like, he does all that stuff with his, like, vocal delivery that...
I just paranoid.
Okay, that he legitimately does just make noise.
There's no way it's lyrics.
It's not. That's how it is in Basket Case. He just goes, am I just paranoid? Or
yeah, it's...
like, the first time he says, or am I just stoned?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the second time, it's just,
They don't keep setting up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid?
good job, Billy. So, Green Day. What do we do? What do we do with them?
Are they still making music?
They put out an album like 2 years ago, or a year
Sadly,
ago.
Yeah.
Last year, no, yeah,
No,
it was
last year.
Father of All,
Yeah.
or
What
whatever.
do you think he
That
looks
is
like
a
now?
real. He does not look so good.
I feel like he's grown
saw
out his
the- you-
hair and has covered its eyes, just so it's like the hairline's right here.
I used to be obsessed with Green Day and Billy. I was just like enamored with his whole existence. Billy.
Billy.
Billy
I was
Joe.
enamored with his whole existence, and then I can't listen to Green Day. Like anytime it comes up on my shuffle, I skip it every
It's
single
weird
time.
because I
which
can
is-
listen to Sum 41 and Blink 182, but not
Yeah,
Green Day.
there's some Blink 182 I can't do sometimes, but I can still jam. But Green Day, I don't know what about it brings up so much cringe inside of my existence, and I really can't listen to
Okay,
it.
exactly. This is where I was at, dude. I haven't listened to Green Day in forever until I decided to do this, and like I said, I still appreciate the old music. That's what it was. It was just such a betrayal, you know? Like,
Yeah.
they sold out so hard, and it was the first time that I felt like, for me, I witnessed a thing I liked sell out.
Yeah.
And now I want to listen. I do want to listen to the other stuff, and like just out of the painful curiosity that maybe there's like one song on Dose that goes hard. You know, like maybe that exists. Probably not, but maybe. And then, you know, Blink 182. I never listened to Blink 182 when I was younger. It wasn't until after I saw them live with My Chemical Romance, which is another band I like, despite how corny they are. I'll listen to My Chemical Romance right now. I don't give a fuck. But
Well, listen, during the podcast.
I'll just do it right now. Put it on. But Blink 182, I didn't really get into until a little bit after I saw them live. Which, were you at that show too, or you saw a different Blink 182 show?
We're touring with Weezer, I think, when I saw them.
Okay,
It was like I was 12, so it would have been. No, what? I don't think I was younger than 12. I don't know. No, it wasn't
Okay.
with My Chemical Romance.
Were you at the My Chemical Romance Blink 182 one?
No, I think I was at that one, though, because I remember Weezer being awful.
I remember
Bummer.
the show was like postponed because something happened. I remember that happened.
Rivers died.
Okay, well then maybe I went to a different Weezer show. So I remember seeing Weezer live and being like, wow, this is bad.
He brandished.
We're getting into all the bands.
Blink 182 was my first concert, and I was, no lie, I was pretty disappointed in like the sound of it. It just like, it was my first concert, and it just wasn't the greatest thing in the whole world. And I was like, okay, and it was really disappointing because I was far more obsessed with Blink 182 than I was Green Day. It was like, that was probably the only thing I listened to for years throughout my childhood was Blink 182 greatest hits.
Okay, so that's an even deeper cut, is the first concert you're disappointed by, because like, especially when you just start going to concerts, it's like you can do no wrong. Like, that's how I felt, at least. Like, my first concert was Blue Man Group, which is not even like really a thing. It's like not like a rock
It's a
concert.
performance.
Yeah, it's a fucking bit it's a stage bit.
My
and
first stage bit.
My first stage bit was Blue Man, and then I saw Weird Al twice.
So it's another bit.
It's still not
not quite a concert. I don't.
You're getting
Shit,
close.
what was my first like real one? I don't know, but it was a long time until I felt like I was actually disappointed in a concert. Like, I was also disappointed by Weezer, and anybody who knows me, when I was younger, Weezer was my religion when I was 17, and so it was like a bummer because I saw them at the Opera House, and Waves opened for them, which was kind of cool. And then it just felt like they played everything note for note perfect, like on the record quality, and I thought that was disturbing. Like, I want a band to like feel alive and genuine, and like especially that band, which means so much to me. And like like Weezer has a weird thing where their first 2 albums are really personal, and then Rivers got so depressed and upset by the fact that people didn't like those Pinkerton that he started to only write Island in the Sun type shit. And so the middle of the career gets so much more poppy and impersonal, and then now they're at the point where they're just covering Africa, so fuck you, fans. So, like, it sucks to see Weezer and them not play like they mean it, because it just feels like a facade, so that really disappointed me. Like, so that sucked. But Blink-182... I didn't really get into until college, really, which is weird because probably, like, not when you're supposed to start listening to Blink-182, but I enjoy them a lot. They also sold out, but it was only after they had broken up and then gotten back together.
Yeah. Their new stuff just sounded like a perfect mesh between Blink-182 and Angels and Airwaves. So it was just not really true to either of those 2 projects. And it was like, it was okay. I liked it when it came out. But
specifically Neighborhoods or whatever.
I liked Neighborhoods, but it wasn't like I liked it for the reason I liked Blink-182 previously. I just also liked Angels and Airwaves, and I was like, this is a fine mix, I guess.
Shame about Tom. Honestly, he can't be, like, doing that well financially on his own, right? Like, he's gonna have to rejoin the band at some point.
Did he quit the band?
Tom DeLonge?
Yeah.
He's not been in Blink-182 for like a decade.
Yeah, I'm confused.
He was on Neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And then after that,
I tuned out after Neighborhoods.
Okay, he quit after that.
That's why I don't know.
And they've put out at least 2 albums with Travis,
Even
Adam,
in Neighborhoods, his voice isn't.
It sounded like Angels and Airwaves. Yeah.
Uno, check it out. Buy it on vinyl. Also, Trey Cool is a legitimately great drummer. Like, I didn't really pick up on that when I was younger, but listening to like some of those early records, he's like good. He's like really good. So
he looks like the dude that was just like painted backstage and like, dude, you gotta be this punk dude. I can't remember the bass player's name.
Mike Dirnt.
Yeah, him and
Mike
Billy
Dirnt.
Joe, they look like punk rockers, and then the drummer is just kind of like,
Trey Cool, dude.
It's his dad, yeah. It's his dad.
Okay, so Trey, French for very. So, very cool. That's his name.
That's pretty cool.
That's very cool. That's Trey Cool,
like
in my
that.
opinion.
That's what the doctor said. Right out of the...
And, also, just before we wrap up second for song, what the hell's that? Whatever.
Minute for music.
Minute for, why didn't we call it that? Second for songs. Well, it's kind of been a minute for music. It's really not been a second. It's kind of been a minute. We've been on this. There is new Enron Hubbard EP out there, single Skeleton Man music video available on the 444 channel. Listen to Chocolate Software EP wherever you get music. This has been a second for songs.
Second for songs. Second for songs.
Whew. Long second. It's gotta be time for Filmz.
Time for Filmz. Parasite. Midsommar. Jean-Luc Godard. Robert Eggers sucks. This is the time for Filmz theme song. It's over.
All right, I just wanted to talk about, first of all, King of Staten Island, because I did watch that. And I know we texted about it a little bit, but I really liked it. And you're completely justified in that it is way too long, because I agree. But I liked it so much that I didn't mind. Like, because it's about an older loser man-child guy, I like that. I like that content. And I thought it was really funny, and I thought Pete Davidson was really good, like, did a good job. And so did Bill Burr and everybody. And most importantly, the scenes where he is a busser at a restaurant were a direct attack on my personal livelihood. They were the most accurate scenes of working in a restaurant that I've ever seen. No, like, like the movie Waiting is almost there. Waiting's a little extreme. That fucking part where he's like walking around with the bus tray and they're the waitress comes up, she's like, why haven't you bust that table? And he's like, oh, they were still eating. She's like, well, you gotta try, you gotta be aggressive. And then he walks up and he's like, are you finished enjoying that? And then and then she's like, no, I'm still eating it. What do you think I am? And just like starts going off on him, and then he just starts walking away mid conversation. A thing that has happened to me plenty times. And then there's the couple that are like, are you gonna take our order? I'll take our order.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not a waiter. And they're like, okay, whatever, just get this down. And then they start like I'm gonna chicken parmesan. You got to cut the crust off. I want the no cheese on it. And he's just kind of like nodding and looking at them. And they're like, are you gonna write this down? He's like, I would if I had a pen, but I'm not a waiter, so I don't have one. And it was just like, and like that's also something that has happened to me. Like that stuff is so fucking real, and like I really appreciated like that kind of genuine authenticity, which I thought was present in a lot of the film. So I liked it a lot. That's a 4 for me. A strong 4, honestly. Probably my second favorite of the year.
Still too long.
It is too long.
Is it like 3 hours or is it like?
It's 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Okay.
So
It
just feels-
doesn't. It could be done in an hour and a half.
yeah.
Okay.
Or less.
It is, it's a comedy. And
Yeah.
comedies should be 9 minutes, as a rule.
Okay.
It's a Judd Apatow movie, so a lot of the, like, scenes just kind of feel longer, and they, like, space out the jokes a lot more, and things are, like, there's a lot of riffing and improv and stuff, so I think that's where a lot of the length comes from. And the ending does draw out quite a while.
Yeah.
But I really liked it, so. Did you want to talk about a film?
I watched Just Mercy. It had good bits, and I cried. So
That's the movie with Michael B. Jordan and Jamie Foxx.
sure. Sorry, I don't know everyone's name.
Yeah, okay, that's what it is.
There
Jamie
were a
Foxx
lot
was the older guy who was in prison. He was wrongly imprisoned,
Yeah.
and Michael B. Jordan was the lawyer.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know Michael B. Jordan. Sorry, that's the only one I know.
Only guy.
Michael
It's
Jordan's
the
son.
only person I've ever known. No, it was really good. It was well done, and it was also based on a true story, so it was pretty sad and depressing. Good stuff. Important watch.
Yeah. Yep. Josh, Evangelion, how's that going?
I'm at episode 21 now. I didn't watch very many. I only watched like one. That was during a break I had.
Is that Ray 3?
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know what he said. Ray.
Is that Ray 3? The name of the episode is Ray 3.
I don't think so.
I think you know maybe a little
maybe.
bit too much about Evangelion.
Well, the name of one episode.
No, that's 21. By the end, the title of the episodes get insane.
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
like, she longed for the touch of
Yeah,
the
I've
lips
already
of others
passed
or
that
whatever.
one.
And then there's like, she knew she was a child, but whatever. Like, it's like there was all that kind of stuff.
It gets really.
It's pretty nuts. It's 24 or 26 episodes.
26.
26, yeah. So getting there.
I did watch Avatar.
Airbender.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they talking about Avatar. Just Avatar.
James Cameron.
Yeah.
Avatar.
Not one of the best movies ever. Look at the numbers. Endgame. Past Endgame. Oh wait, but no.
Endgame numbers.
Yeah.
That's definitely a movie when I was younger that I watched, and I was just like, dude,
It sucks.
this is not
I've
great.
literally
Yeah.
never seen it. I watched like 20 minutes of it recently.
Yeah, you would hate it.
It was, yeah. Pretty
How
much.
did you watch 20 minutes of it?
Were
you
we
at
watched
Walmart?
it. No, yeah, I
It was
just watched
playing
it
on
at
the screen
Walmart.
as a TV demo. But you stood there for 20 minutes watching it.
It was me, Lauren, Courtney, and Bailey after a social, and we were watching, what's that movie called? And they're in the tunnels, and they're
Avatar.
creepy dudes.
Tunnels.
Forrest Gump.
Hole.
Yes, yeah.
They're in a tunnel.
Hole.
Not a tunnel. It's like, they're in a cave system, and they get
The
lost down
Descent.
there. Thank you, The Descent. Like, we were watching The Descent,
Holes.
too. And Bailey and I
Tremors.
walked in, and we caught the last, 45 minutes of it, and it was terrifying. And Bailey was like, you know what would be really comforting? Avatar. So they put it
No
on,
one just
and we like
says that.
skipped to the middle of it, and I watched 20 minutes of it, and I was like,
What?
I'm going to bed.
What?
I'm glad you just cut to the meat of
You
it.
cut to the middle of it and watch 20 minutes?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Just the fact that Avatar's brought up as a comforting movie.
Whatever, I don't
The
know.
hell?
I don't know what to tell you.
I just wanted to watch that part in the capsule where he gets boned. Is that the only part you guys watched?
No.
We watched the part where they tie their hair together, but it's like sex.
Yeah.
Blue people.
I don't know what to tell you. The only part I saw was like, dude shows up and he's there, and then I find out he's actually a person. I didn't know that. But he was like,
That's
Oh, okay.
I found that out. And then
Yeah, so that's a
shortly
man.
after that, I stopped
That's
watching.
a man.
oh yeah, that's a man. The Descent sucks. I remember we watched it together.
Yeah,
It was
we
a
did.
really disturbing movie. But yeah, I mean, it was classic, like, bad kind of horror film.
See, but a lot of people really like it. It's like a favorite. It's a fan favorite, much like Joe.
I mean, it was terrifying, I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
So the point is, so it got.
But also,
its
here's the
point
thing. I
across.
also didn't see The Descent. I watched the last
watched The Ascent.
half of The Descent 2.
Oh, The Descent 2
Yeah.
is a different film.
You go back
What?
down.
There's a second one?
Yeah.
We're going back.
We're going back down.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
left my
literally-
wallet down there. We
No.
gotta go.
Well,
No, like,
have to
they
do
actually
it.
go back.
Whoops.
Like, that's a real, they go back down there.
Okay.
I wouldn't.
And so I watched...
That is a line.
That's the
maybe.
opening.
I personally
I
wouldn't.
wouldn't.
But
I wouldn't.
Personally,
yeah, they
no.
go back, and the last half of it pretty much gave me the idea of what happened in The Descent, in the first half of The Descent 2.
Yeah.
I had enough. I was
You're
okay.
probably right.
They go down there and there's some goblins or some shit. And it's
Yeah,
scary.
and everybody, literally everyone dies. So,
Yeah.
the end.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
spoilers.
Okay, here's something that does deserve
One
a
person
sequel.
gets out, and then they get
Frozen.
killed.
Ooh, Frozen 2.
I watched Frozen 2.
No.
We got Frozen.
We're talking about Frozen, the true the real Frozen.
Oh.
Bone is sticking up.
Yeah, my bone is sticking out of my leg movie.
Stay there! Don't get off the chair! Stay on the chair!
How bad is it?
It's bad! It's really bad. The bone is sticking out of my leg! Ow!
Where's that Frozen 2?
That's what Joe just
That's what I'm
said.
asking.
Okay, well,
Let's make it. Let's start
I
writing the
missed that
screenplay.
part.
Okay, what happens in Frozen 2, right?
Okay.
She's like,
definitely gonna be some skin jerky right off.
yeah,
The bat.
she's
Yeah,
like, I have to
immediate.
go get my skin from the lift.
I
We
have
gotta go
to go
back.
back.
We have to go back. Like she's like frozen like a berry in that fucking cop car at the end, and she's just like, all right, I left my skin up there. Can we go back?
I left my skin up there.
If you haven't seen it, folks at home, check out Frozen, the horror film, because it is a fucking peach. It is so good.
I've never seen the Disney movie,
Me neither.
and at this point, there can only be one.
Exactly. It's like Highlander or The Ring.
they're
From
okay
Lord of the
movies.
Rings.
They're okay.
What, Frozen?
Yeah.
There's like, okay, so
I
this is
think I liked the second one better than the first one.
All right, does Olaf die? Does he melt in the second one?
That would be a really big spoiler.
All right, spoilers for Frozen 2.
okay. So hold on. I just want to share what
Yes.
I think happens in the movie because I've never seen it and I see it everywhere.
Okay.
Okay, so Elsa is regular at some point. She doesn't have the blue dress, and then
That's the thing. The blue
well,
dress.
because like Belle has the maid outfit or whatever, and then it turns into the golden dress that everybody remembers. So Elsa can't just be rocking a blue dress the whole fucking movie. Come on.
Yeah.
Again, I've never.
She's
seen
got a
it.
t-shirt and jeans at the beginning.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Straight
Yeah,
Thanos
just
it
a
out.
classic Norway outfit, and then Olaf is just hanging out as usual. Snowman, that's live.
Of course.
And then they get into some stuff.
Some shenanigans.
This weird stuff happens, and then she becomes an ice princess, and then her sister comes in later.
I'm gonna be
Hangs
dropping
out,
by later. But
and she's like, "What up?
what happened to your jeans?
What happened? Where's the jean get up?" Weren't you wearing overalls this morning?
I could have swore you were
And then
wearing...
there's some conflict in there, and then
You had a Billabong t-shirt on earlier.
I swear you were wearing a Billabong t-shirt. Okay, so anyway, that's crazy.
That's what Frozen is.
Yeah, you about summed it up. That's
Okay,
right.
cool.
Okay, I haven't seen it either. I'm pretty sure she has ice powers the whole time.
Yeah.
No, you can't answer that. Now he knows.
Sorry.
Well, we established what our version
Yeah,
of the
it
movie
like
is.
I don't remember it exactly, but like when she was really young, it like wasn't an issue, and then it became an issue when she was like I don't know. 10
It's
or
an
something.
issue? Like,
Oh, this
Yeah,
is gonna
because-
be an issue.
oh,
That's where like that whole song comes in, where like
oh, that's gonna be an issue.
where the younger sister's like, dude, you don't play with me anymore. Like, what the fuck? And she's singing the song. You want to build a snowman? Let's hang out.
Okay.
And the sister's like, I'm trapped in the room forever because I'm fucked up. And
Fuck you.
so I don't remember exactly what happens to make that thing go about, but yeah, like their parents are dead and stuff, and then
So she was in like a Billabong onesie.
yeah,
Okay.
Whoa.
and then it's like some shit goes on, and she's gotta like save the town, and
So there's like some ice men at some point. Like there's some guys who are like hauling ice and they sing a song.
We're hauling ice.
We're hauling ice. We're hauling.
That sounds like the most
I
boring
think
ass.
That's like one of the few scenes I think I have seen is the guys hauling ice.
I don't think I've
there's,
seen
like,
any
a
other
whole-
human.
There's a whole bit with Frozen where it's supposed to be like not about love, where it's like
Oh,
just
yeah.
two
But it's about
women who
love.
like save the day, and like it's a very like you think
There
it's
is
gonna
a-
be like two people are supposed to fall in love and all this stuff's gonna happen, and it doesn't like focus on that, and that was like an important thing with Frozen.
There's
Okay, yeah,
there's a
I guess
prince.
that makes sense.
There's a prince and he's like trying to bang Anna, maybe.
I think he's like supposed to marry Elsa, but then he's interested in Anna or whatever. I don't know.
So obviously
while.
a very compelling, memorable film.
I don't. That is strange though, because I don't remember there being a prince at all. Like just in the my exposure to the whole
Yeah, there isn't.
narrative.
And then in the second film, Olaf the singing snowman gets
Dies.
Finds an
leukemia.
RPG.
Oh yeah, baby.
It just shoots it wildly.
Until he dies.
It becomes a
It
problem.
becomes an issue. Elsa's like freezing him in the air, like, okay, Olaf, hello,
He does
stop.
die, but then he comes back.
See, okay,
With
an
I
RPG.
figured with an RPG.
With an RPG.
See, somebody told me that they were like, yeah, you know, fucking Olaf dies in Frozen 2, and I was like, what the hell? They would allow this? They would allow the singing snowman guy that everybody loves to just die? But of course,
I got money on emails.
yeah, there's a
What
hot
else
day.
does he do? What else?
It's a hot day at one point.
It turns summer.
It becomes
It
summer
became
finally.
summer,
It became
and,
mid-summer.
I
Yeah.
mean, kinda. You know, he just dies, and then she brings him back because they saved like a small piece of him or something. I don't remember.
Doesn't she have the ice powers or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, just make a new one.
But
Save
she
the
like
carrot.
the bit. I think
do
she
one of
like.
these.
Yeah, she did that.
And then he came
and,
back?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that part in Frozen where she's like, and then there was a new snowman?
It seemed like the most
Yep.
adequate movie, just like the most basic movie for this how popular it was.
Okay, where do you rate it?
Well, that's
on
Avatar, isn't it?
The rest of the
yeah, I mean,
Disney
there's-
movies then.
Where do I rate it?
Yeah, because Mulan is my favorite Disney movie.
Oh, Frozen's down there. It's
Oh.
it nowhere near compares to like the older Disney movies, and I don't know if that's because the older ones have a more like nostalgic thing to it, or if they're just genuinely better. Like, they're fine movies. I don't have an issue with them, but they're not. I'm not like excited to watch Frozen like I am to watch like
It's probably because
The
you're an
Lion
adult.
King. I guess.
Dude, I will listen to the
I
soundtrack
also
to Mulan
really
any day.
don't like animation that's like
Tarzan goes off. too.
three-dimensional looking.
I
I
think I've never
really,
seen
if it's gonna be an animation, I would really
It's good.
prefer it to just be 2D. And those
Yeah.
like the Frozen
You mean like
anima-
stencil, like Bambi and stuff?
Yeah,
Okay.
I prefer those, and like the animation in Frozen is fine. That's okay with me, but like I see a lot of newer kid shows that use really creepy looking weird 3-dimensional animation stuff, and it looks super uncomfortable, and I don't like it at all.
See, I feel like I grew up on Toy Story. Toy Story 1 and 2 was in the VHS player nonstop. So it was like, it's probably not as weird for me, just because I am.
Yeah, and I felt the same way with Toy Story. Like I like the movie. It's a good movie. No one's denying that. But it
I was about
wasn't.
to say some fucked shit.
It wasn't a staple, and it just was. It doesn't have the same feeling as like Mulan or The Lion King or Pocahontas.
There's something
I don't
to
give
Toy
a shit
Story.
about Pocahontas.
Dude, there's something to Toy Story. Since it's like the beginning of 3D, it has that. It's weird
Yeah.
looking, but there's something
Yeah.
to it.
Dude,
That's-
the weird thing about Disney movies is I can sing a lot of the songs, but I don't know what the hell happens in the movie. Like, I know the Savages song.
Savages
by,
goes so hard.
I know that song, but I don't know. I know, like, does she fall in love with John Smith? Because that's definitely not historically accurate.
Yeah, she does.
Okay.
She paints with all the colors of the wind at one point. It's great.
Yeah.
There's a tree that talks.
Yeah.
I'm a
The
tree.
grandmother.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, it's me.
The tree.
I am
tree.
the tree.
I am the tree. You are Pocahontas, and
So what's up?
You are going to fall in love with a white man.
and it's gonna be all kinds of problems.
The real issue.
way down the road. Yeah.
Everyone's going to be racist, and it's fun. So hang out.
Goodbye.
Listen with your heart, you know.
I think I'll make a man out of you is probably the best.
So
That
good.
is a
a good
really
one,
good
too.
song.
That shit fucking bumps. Okay.
Mulan is a really good movie.
Yeah.
It
They
really
should
is.
make a live action version of
The
it.
second one's not bad either.
Yeah. You know what movie scared the shit out of me as a kid was Tarzan. That opening scene where his parents get murdered, I could not handle that as a kid.
Dude, Fox and the Hound literally fucked me up for life.
I don't even
You guys ever
See,
seen
remember.
that?
everybody always says that it fucked them up, but I think it prepared you.
From
to
my
be
parents
fucked up
being
later.
eaten by a jaguar.
Yes.
Okay.
I think I just totally blocked that out in Tarzan, to be honest with you, because I have no idea.
It was
And that-
very traumatizing for me. I had issues
Yeah,
with
I think
it.
I blocked that out mentally.
I think if I saw it, I would be like, "Oh, this, yeah," but I can't like put it together in my head right now.
They're like in that little tree hut thing, and it's kind of like following. I don't think it's a jaguar. I think it's like a cheetah or something.
Oh,
like
never
that.
mind. I just
And
got
he
it.
starts like
It's
crawling
back.
around in there, and you see the baby, and then
Yep.
all sorts of shit goes loose, and you see a guy. You don't ever see the parents really, but like a gun comes out, and it misses.
A gun brandishes.
There's a brandish.
And then, you know, you hear screams, and then the baby's alone, and it's really sad. It was a really traumatizing time for me.
Imagine being in the theater with this very emotional scene. The guy just says, "Oh, he brandished."
Oh, he brandished. Hey, we were like going nuts with this riff on a guy sitting alone in a theater talking to the projectionist, like like asking questions about the movie.
My dude.
Hey, my dude.
That's fucking Boris.
Yeah, we watched Goldeneye, a James Bond movie, and there's a character named Boris, but since he's Russian, everybody says Boris. And it's just like, hey man, who is that guy? That's fucking Boris. That's the projectionist responding. That's fucking Boris. Haven't you been paying attention?
Well, we had the one where like the guy keeps asking questions, he never answers until he's like, "Hey, who's this guy?" It's fucking Boris.
Yeah, that's the one
Fucking
thing
Boris.
he had to say. Yeah, that's pretty much it for films. I have not really watched a lot. I got so burnt out after lockdown that I haven't really watched a lot of movies. Just not been in my attention span.
They've been doing a lot more shows recently, like Avatar.
The Airbender.
The live action movie.
Yes, yeah.
You
In 20
you just
minutes
kept, you just kept
segments.
watching it.
We've been watching
Yeah.
20-minute segments of Avatar the movie like a show.
I've also been rewatching Girls. Always a good one.
Music to rewatch Girls by.
Yes.
I started watching Cheers. As opposed, I haven't watched an episode in a while, so maybe I'm not actually rewatching it. I just watched a couple episodes of it. Who can say? As opposed to King of Staten Island, which had the most accurate depiction of working in a restaurant, this is the least accurate depiction of working in a restaurant or a bar because it is complete bullshit fantasy of everybody's just hanging out, talking. Like, at any time, the employees of the bar can just go into the back and just have a long conversation about the issues of the day. You know? Like, there's people, like at the bar waiting for drinks, and they're just like, wait, hey, what's going on with you today? Is there something wrong? Did I do something? And it's just like, what the hell? Yeah. Anyway, this has been Time for Films.
This is the time for Filmz theme song.
Now, there's one more segment that everybody loves.
Questions that have plagued mankind.
Who am I? Where do I belong? Where is the path? Questions that have plagued mankind.
All right. Yeah, I just found one because
There hasn't been a podcast in a month.
that, and people just keep asking, you know,
Is Corona real?
is Corona real?
Trump good? Question
You know,
mark. Yeah.
Why does my mom
Is
hate
Trump
me?
a Republican?
Okay, that was something we looked up the other day. Take a guess. We looked up "is Trump" on Google, and we're looking for the suggested, like, fill in the blank things. What do you think the top results are?
Is Trump a rapist? A racist?
I don't think that one was that was good.
No,
Well,
That one was
whatever.
definitely-
Is Trump president?
that's we were on that
That
for
is
a
the
while.
closest one.
Yeah, we were on that for a while. We're like, it has to be that. Is he the president? Is he like?
Is Trump real?
Whoa, I never thought about that.
You're just going up to him.
Is Trump a robot?
It's just a hologram.
Is Trump an American?
You gotta be staring at the same spot. Just
What? I can't remember the results. The first one was,
the
is
first
he a
one
Republican?
Is he a Republican? I can't remember what the second one was, but I know the third one was, is Trump going to Mount Rushmore?
I think he did.
Yeah, I know, yeah, he did. But it was just funny that was.
That's a Googled question.
Like, is he going? What's on his itinerary?
Yeah.
What's Trump's itinerary today?
I really gotta worry about this.
I think that's a publicly available thing. What he's doing for the day.
Probably not.
There's no way.
Either that or he just sets it up and
Golf.
then doesn't do
Golf.
it.
Golf.
Sandwich. Golf.
Sandwich.
Sandwich, 50 minutes.
This is like the Mark Wahlberg thing. Prayer time, 1 hour. There is what was the booking what was the part on the Mark Wahlberg schedule that was just absolutely insane? It was like
The fact that he
golf for 15
Yeah.
minutes and then it was like a 90-minute snack. It was like anyway.
There was a time where I did type in "is Trump" and then one of their top results was, "Is Trump gonna mail me a check?" Like he personally is writing them out.
Hello.
Trump?
Where is it?
I looked it up.
Is Trump going
Is he gonna
to
mail me a check? Hey, he did send out that like letter. Did anybody get the letter? Like there was the
it's a
the like,
yeah.
hey, just so you know, I gave you money
Yeah.
letter.
Kyle got it.
Really? I
Yeah,
never
it's
got it.
signed. Yeah.
It's signed.
Yeah, it's literally
Yeah.
just printed
Yeah.
out. He signed it on Adobe.
Adobe?
You guys got Adobe Suite?
He signed it on Adobe, and then he was just like, you know what, this is gonna be it.
All right.
So he sent a letter saying, "Hey, remember when I gave you money?
Yeah.
Cool." And you got that letter, but you didn't get.
No, I didn't get that letter.
Oh, okay.
They never sent me money. So
I never sent me the
like-
money.
Dude, speaking of which, did you see the new requirements on Adobe Premiere?
Mm-mm.
It's like 16 gigs of RAM minimum. It's nuts.
What is it? How is that good for their company?
I know. It's crazy. I have no idea who's going to be able to just run that on their laptop now.
People with Macs, I guess.
Even
How much RAM's
then,
in a
though,
Mac?
like isn't
MacBook.
still. I guess minimum model is 16.
How much RAM's in a Bernie MacBook? Go ahead, Josh.
enough bit. No, let's move on to another bit.
That's real.
So this comes from Cheeks.
I feel like we've had Cheeks before.
No, that's something else. I think, but the question asks, best way to get eggshells out of my Keurig machine? Hey, I saw the life hack where you can get...
Hey.
Hey.
What's up?
Where you can use a Keurig machine to make quick scrambled eggs, which worked okay, but now these bits of the shell are blocking the water and I can't get any coffee?
The hell?
Anyone know, it's spelled N-O, know how to best flush out system?
Why were there eggshells in there?
The problem is, why
He's
they
making scrambled eggs with his Keurig
So
somehow.
why did they just
But
like put
why-
the egg in there?
Yeah,
the whole
how
fucking
did you
shell.
get-
Just put the
shell
egg in the
in there.
pod thing?
Yeah, you put a whole full egg uncracked and just.
Where does the water go if you do that?
Maybe he put milk in the water thing.
I don't.
Then
Well,
it's
no.
fucked.
Well, how is it? What if it? Even if it,
It doesn't-
happens, does it like just come out like it's fucking silly string?
Why didn't you crack the egg?
And put it
Did
in.
he just
Yeah,
throw the
that's
egg?
what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's what.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's what we're all like
understand.
asking. How the hell did he do
This
it?
is personal for me because I make scrambled eggs and coffee in a Keurig every morning, so it's not.
Wait, what?
No, not in a Keurig.
Oh.
And
the problem
like-
is though, it said it worked okay. Also, sorry.
no, I don't make scrambled eggs in a Keurig. I just mean I
was
scramble
gonna
eggs
say.
and coffee in a Keurig.
Don't
My,
let them fool you. We all do.
my
it.
syntax. Yeah, we all do it.
So the thing is,
You gotta get on this.
So the thing is you can do this because apparently it worked for
Who's
them.
the
Can
first
we find
person
a
to do
video
that?
Yeah, go and look
of
it up.
that happening?
Look up making scrambled eggs in a Keurig.
I don't know. Also, how is this a life hack? What life hack? It.
Life hack.
Who does that help?
Let's break your Keurig machine. Anyway, here's the first step.
I
Put
discovered a
whole ass egg in there.
Corona life hack. Wear a mask. It's kind of a life hack.
Oh,
I mean, we beat it. So
Oh, that's true.
Okay, you can make a poached egg in a Keurig machine.
that would explain why the shell's in there.
Yeah, but this dude said scrambled.
Yes.
Maybe they don't know what scrambled eggs are.
well, you know, they don't know how to spell no.
Okay, am I just
so-
dumb or is Keurig's thing an egg? Like,
Its machine is an egg.
I mean, I've got a
No.
video.
Like, is that what you're saying?
no, they're like.
What are they doing? They putting an egg in a Keurig or what?
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? It's Eggman 35.
This, but
Put the egg in.
they
Oh,
really
he's
did.
really doing it.
I'm really gonna do it.
Close it. Okay.
What's gonna come out?
Dude, this seems like
if
it's
it
only gonna work for
Please
this
tell me it
one
comes out like
machine.
silly string.
Dude, this is Rocky 2020.
There's just a hard cut in the video.
Like an
That
egg
doesn't
would not,
sound
an egg
good.
is not going to come out there. It's just going to be the hot water, and then it'll poach the egg, I guess. I mean, this would be a good way to get like hard-boiled eggs.
Hey, it's not that hard to make a scrambled egg. Just fucking make it the regular way. It's pretty quick.
I
You
think
don't
that's-
you don't need
yeah,
a
you
Keurig.
don't. Wait, I don't.
I don't.
But how's
I
that
want to
egg-
see the result. Like, I don't understand.
Keurig Cobain. I typed in Keurig and the first thing was Cobain.
Oh, it didn't work.
Really?
Oh, wow.
So
Gross.
it really
It just
doesn't
pushes the
matter.
egg out.
Yeah.
It just what?
It pushed the
Hold
egg
on,
out.
let me see it.
Like through the hole, like there would be
Yeah.
in a pod.
So
Excellent
no.
noise.
yeah, the Keurig is done.
That's a life form.
It's done.
But
Oh,
see,
it
this
is
dude
done.
doesn't like open it at the end to show you like the eggshells.
Yeah, that's
He just gives you a thumbs up.
Yeah.
okay. That's
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my! Yeah, I don't know. if I
Yeah,
wanna
making
see that
regular
again.
scrambled eggs is pretty easy.
So whoever made the life hack did it
I
as a
bet
bit.
they thought they meant a poached egg.
I think they just did it as a bit, and the people said, "Yeah, it might work," and then they fucked up the Keurig doing it, just like that guy did. Because he didn't even reveal.
Yeah, the
The shell.
inside. Cool.
So that's great.
Glad
yeah,
that happened.
just make it the regular way. It will take the same amount of time.
It would probably take less time. Do you know how fast it takes 0 seconds to make scrambled eggs?
I just love how you put the whole ass egg in there, though. That's
Okay, welcome to Kitchen Tips. How do I? Here's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to make like I'm a fucking breakfast food novice. I've like almost never eaten breakfast my whole life. Maybe some waffles here and there. Maybe a fucking pancake one
I
time.
am your man.
Okay,
No,
so
you're not. The food that you make in the morning is disgusting.
You've literally said to me before,
I love
it
this.
low key is good.
No.
That's
Your
an
eggs are
admission. That's not even a
black,
compliment.
man.
It
Eggs
low
aren't
key
supposed
is
to
good.
be black.
It doesn't matter what they look like. It matters what they taste
Anyway,
like.
please continue.
You make black eggs?
Yes.
It's not black.
They're black.
Okay,
I put them in the Keurig that I haven't cleaned.
Okay. I do that. So
You
what I
are
do
cheats.
is I take a pan, I cook my sausage, I pour half the grease out, and then I cook my eggs in the sausage grease. So good.
But they're black.
They turn out a
Also
little bit darker
unhealthy.
color because of the Grease.
Black.
Yeah, it's probably not healthy for you, but it fills you up for a really long time.
So, my question is, and I could probably figure this out by just Googling it, but I have some people with me, so I'll just ask you right now. So, I want to make, like, a scramble, like, with, like, multiple ingredients, right? So, like, when do you, like, I got some, like, banana peppers and some spinach and stuff. When do you put that in?
When it's a liquid.
Yeah. Unless you have something that needs more time to cook, which generally, especially spinach, you can add in with, like, you put it in, wait a second, and then put the spinach in, and then mix it all up.
Yeah.
Because what I've been doing is just heating it up, put the thing on, put the little piece of butter in there, then throw the peppers in there, and then just pour the egg on top of it.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if there's any different way to do it.
You can do that, but I think the only way I've ever seen it done with anything, like the meat thing, I guess ham cubes take longer than like the bacon or whatever, but
Listen up, ham cubes.
yeah, and I think the only other way I've seen it done is just like you pour once it's a liquid, like you literally just poured the egg onto the skillet, then you put all your ingredients in.
I think I've always done it opposite. Like, I put them on, and then I put the eggs on, and then just mix it all up.
I've done it that way, but I've seen it done that way too.
I
think it's the same, really.
Look, I've been to Golden Corral like 35 times. Okay, you guys really gonna...
I've been to Silver Corral. It's just
Not as good.
not as good.
I will say, I watched a video once upon a time of Gordon Ramsay making scrambled eggs, and he said it was very important that you add the seasoning, like, while it's almost done cooking.
It's like
If you put... Do you not put salt and pepper on
No,
yours?
here's what I do. Check it out.
Okay, you're disgusting. I wanted to put that out there first.
See, you didn't even start.
I didn't even say
cooking
anything,
stuff.
and I got
You
blown
didn't
out.
put seasoning in
I
there,
don't.
man.
Check it out. 2 eggs, just a dash of almond milk,
Toast.
no toast.
Hmm.
I don't eat the toast. Just keep it the
Still order it.
I still order it. No. I just dash of almond milk. I put the banana peps on the skillet. Pour the egg mixture on top of there, and then scramble it up. And then I dump hot sauce on it. When it's like, cooked and everything. I don't put any seasoning in it.
That's weird.
Why is that weird? Do you guys? Was that weird?
You
I
should
put salt
season
and
your
pepper in my
eggs, yeah.
eggs,
I don't. So
You're
So
disgusting too. So
there are
whatever.
2 people on this podcast
that are doing it right.
that are
and
being
2
a
of you that are doing it wrong.
little harsh. I don't think Are you judging me for not putting salt and pepper in there?
Not really.
Okay, so then you're the fucked up one.
I just have taste buds. Sorry.
Well, there's also people also put
I got-
milk in there for their scrambled eggs.
You're supposed
I did.
to put milk in there.
I said
no,
almond
that's
milk.
called French scrambled eggs. It's a different thing.
You'll notice something similar between scrambled eggs and French scrambled eggs is that they're both scrambled eggs.
What?
I'll scramble your eggs
One's
if
a
you talking.
subcategory of the other.
I said I put a dash of almond
Yeah.
milk in there.
Yeah, I know, but it's different. I mean, almond milk makes sense, but putting, I don't know. If you were to see French scrambled eggs, I'm sure it would look different. It's like watery.
Scarch, can you look up French scrambled eggs? Great.
thanks, Carter.
If it's watery, that's gross. I also literally coat them in ketchup.
See, yeah, I do that too.
Thank you.
Fuck
Everyone
that.
thinks I'm disgusting because I eat my eggs with ketchup, but
I don't think that's gross.
I would otherwise not eat eggs.
I don't like douse it, in ketchup. I just have lines over it. It's
Yeah.
not bad.
I put barbecue sauce on it.
Ew.
I'm just
Alright.
Yeah, I'm glad.
I don't get
You know,
it.
I
wow,
did
I'm
know.
relieved.
I did know it, dude. He was a resident at the retirement home, and he ate his spaghetti with barbecue sauce.
Assassinate him.
Immediately.
He's probably dead.
Oh.
Well, this has been the 444 podcast. Thanks for listening. Send us your egg recipes in the comments.
Send us your Keurig egg videos.
I guess
Don't do that.
honestly, if you can do it, you pull it off. Yeah, send it
If
to
you can
us.
do that with no eggshell remnants,
I just want to see what it
That's a
looks like on the
combination.
inside. I don't even care if it works.
Oh, like the egg that's been
Yeah.
Obviously, we
Punctured.
have first-hand acknowledged by Cheeks that it's not good.
God, I'm uncomfortable. Okay. Minor update. Darkness on the Edge of Town completed. Will be streaming in August of this year. Finally, the release date. It's not a specific day yet. Not a specific date. Just August. Early August. That's the plan. Amazon Prime Video. The Zon. It's going to be on the Zon. Just really want to give Bezos all my fucking money. So, that's cool. And I'm going to need some closing words from Maddie. You have 3 words to end the podcast. Podcast number 50. We didn't even acknowledge it. Milestone podcast.
Yeah.
That's why it's kind of been a jumbo episode. But you got 3 words to go out on.
We did it.
All right.
Okay,
Kind of ominous.
We did it.
Could be anything.
We did it.
He's a real skeleton man, sitting in his skeleton land, making all his skeleton plans for nobody. Doesn't have a point of view, knows not where he's going to. Isn't he a bit like you and me? Skeleton man, please listen. You don't know what you're missing. Skeleton man, the world is at your command. He's as blind as he can be, just sees what he wants to see. Skeleton man, can you see me at all? Skeleton man, don't worry, take your time, don't hurry, leave it all till somebody else lends you a hand. Doesn't have a point of view, knows not where he's going to. Isn't he a bit like you and me? Skeleton man, please listen. You don't know what you're missing. Skeleton man, the world is at your command. He's a real skeleton man, sitting in his skeleton land, making all his skeleton plans for nobody. Making all his skeleton plans for nobody. Making all his skeleton plans for skeleton